everybody needed a catharsis on that show. We were together for 9 years, and that's why we blew it up. That plus the fact I didn't want anybody making a trashy movie at Walnut Grove.
Picture a show that warmed hearts for a decade, only to end in a blaze of defiance. Michael Landon, the soul behind Little House on the Prairie, chose to destroy Walnut Grove in its final moments. Why would he shatter the town fans adored? The answer unveils a story of passion, betrayal, and a legacy so powerful it still echoes today. Join us as we uncover the hidden truths behind one of television's most unforgettable farewells. Imagine a show so beloved it felt like family, yet it vanished with a finale that left millions stunned. What hidden forces tore Little House on the Prairie from our screens? The truth, buried for years, involves a mix of fading viewership, network missteps, and a bold move by its creator, Michael Landon, that no one saw coming. This is the untold story of a television legend's rise and fall, and it's more dramatic than you might think. In the 1970s, before streaming wars or viral internet fame, Little House on the Prairie was a beacon of comfort. Premiering in 1974 on NBC, it brought Laura Ingalls Wilder's cherished books to life, chronicling the Ingalls family's struggles and triumphs on the rugged American frontier. Its simple tales of love, grit, and community resonated deeply, drawing families to their TVs week after week. Why did this show feel so timeless? Perhaps it was its ability to weave hope into even the darkest moments. The series didn't shy away from life's harsh realities. It tackled issues like prejudice, poverty, and loss with a gentle touch, making complex topics accessible to all ages. Take the 1978 episode, I'll Be Waving As You Drive Away, where Mary Ingalls faces blindness. A moment so poignant, it still moves audiences today. Such storytelling earned the show critical praise and a loyal following, peaking at 7th in Nielsen ratings during its 4th season, with over 20 million viewers tuning in weekly. Could anything derail such a juggernaut? At the heart of this phenomenon was Michael Landon, the soulful Charles Ingalls. But Landon was more than an actor. He was the show's writer, director, and executive producer, pouring his heart into every frame. His vision shaped Little House into a cultural touchstone, reflecting values he held dear. Yet, what drove this man to create a world so vivid it felt real? The answer lies in his past, a story as compelling as the show itself. Born Eugene Morris Orowitz in 1936, Landon's childhood in Queens, New York, was far from idyllic. His mother's mental health struggles cast a shadow, with her repeated attempts to end her life leaving deep scars. These early trials forged Landon's empathy, a trait that bled into his work. After a sports injury ended his javelin-throwing dreams, he stumbled into acting, adopting the name Michael Landon from a phone book. His breakout role as Little Joe in Bonanza made him a star, but it was behind the camera where he truly thrived. What would he do with this newfound creative control? When Bonanza ended in 1973, Landon seized the chance to adapt Wilder's books. A personal moment sparked the idea. He found his daughter and wife engrossed in the novels, rekindling their own childhood memories. "I went to NBC and said, 'Little House is it,'" he later shared. This passion drove him to craft a show that wasn't just entertainment, but a reflection of his belief in family and resilience. On set, he was a force, demanding yet nurturing. Melissa Gilbert, who played Laura, called him a real dad, a mentor who guided her through fame's pressures. But was his intensity a double-edged sword? Little House evolved over 9 seasons, introducing new faces and stories to keep viewers hooked. By 1979, it was a global hit, syndicated in over 100 countries and earning multiple Emmy nominations. Yet, cracks were forming. Competition from shows like Dallas chipped away at ratings, and whispers of backstage tensions grew louder. Some cast members chafed under Landon's tight control, while others, like Karen Grassel, reportedly clashed over pay. Could these rifts threaten the show's harmony? As the 1980s dawned, the once unstoppable series faced a reckoning. After 8 seasons, Landon chose to step back, prompting a rebrand to Little House: A New Beginning for Season 9. Without his magnetic presence, viewership plummeted to an all-time low, barely cracking the top 30. NBC's decision to pull the plug in 1983 seemed inevitable, but the way it was handled lit a fuse. Landon learned of the cancellation not from network executives but through a call from Melissa Gilbert, a slight that stung deeply after nearly 25 years with NBC. What would he do with this betrayal? The stage was set for a finale that would shock the world. In the 1984 TV movie Little House: The Last Farewell, Walnut Grove's residents dynamited their town to thwart a greedy tycoon. Fans were floored, but the real story behind this destruction was even more explosive. Was it a contractual obligation to clear the leased land, or a defiant gesture from Landon, furious at NBC's disrespect? The truth, as we'll uncover, blends both, revealing a man who refused to let his legacy be tarnished. As Little House on the Prairie entered its later years, the idyllic world of Walnut Grove began to reflect the real-world pressures facing its creators. The show, once a ratings darling with 17.6 million viewers at its peak in Season 4, found itself at a crossroads, caught between its timeless charm and the shifting demands of television audiences. But what really happened behind the scenes? Why did this beloved series face such an abrupt and dramatic end? The answers lie in a mix of creative clashes, personal struggles, and a bold decision by Michael Landon that no one saw coming. When Little House premiered in 1974, NBC was hesitant, viewing it as a throwback to a simpler era. Yet Landon's unwavering passion convinced them to take a chance. The pilot aired, and what followed was a cultural phenomenon that resonated with millions. But from the start, challenges loomed. Creative tensions between Landon and initial producer Ed Friendly led to Friendly's departure mid-1974, leaving Landon with full control. A role he embraced, but one that set a tone of intense dedication and high expectations for everyone involved. These behind-the-scenes riffs might surprise fans who saw only the perfect family on screen, but they were part of the human story that made Little House so authentic. By the early 1980s, television was transforming. Audiences craved faster-paced stories and bolder dramas, and NBC began pressuring Landon to modernize Little House. But Landon, fiercely protective of the show's heart, refused to compromise. He believed in the power of simple, emotional narratives that celebrated family values and kindness. This creative tug-of-war with the network became a source of mounting tension, foreshadowing the conflicts that would ultimately lead to the show's end. Meanwhile, within the cast, growing pains emerged. Melissa Gilbert, who had grown up as Laura Ingalls, later revealed a strained relationship with her on-screen sister, Melissa Anderson, Mary Ingalls. She was cold, stuck up, Gilbert wrote in her memoir, a dynamic that contrasted sharply with their characters' bond. Similarly, Karen Grassel, who played Caroline Ingalls, felt her role diminishing, leading to disputes with Landon over pay and recognition. These interpersonal challenges added complexity to a set where the lines between family and fiction sometimes blurred. The physical demands of bringing the Prairie to life were equally daunting. Filmed at Big Sky Movie Ranch in California's Simi Valley, the cast endured sweltering heat while wearing heavy, period-appropriate costumes. Allison Arngrim, who played the mischievous Nellie Oleson, recounted the agony of her tightly fitted wig, which caused her scalp to bleed, and the crew's sometimes cruel pranks, like convincing her that her wheelchair brakes were faulty during a scene. These anecdotes paint a picture of a set where dedication was matched only by the daily sacrifices made for authenticity. Yet despite these hardships, the cast delivered performances that resonated deeply with viewers, proving that even under pressure, Little House remained a labor of love. But perhaps the most profound challenges came from Michael Landon himself. In 1982, as the show entered its final seasons, Landon was navigating personal upheaval. His second marriage to Lynn No ended in divorce after 19 years, a painful chapter that coincided with the show's shift toward darker, more introspective storylines. Episodes began tackling heavier themes: death, addiction, social injustice, with a depth that surprised even long-time viewers. How did this personal heartache shape the final chapters of Little House? The answer might lie in the show's evolution toward more profound and poignant storytelling, as Landon poured his own emotional struggles into the narratives he crafted. In a bid to rejuvenate the series, Season 9 was rebranded as Little House: A New Beginning, shifting the focus to Laura and Almanzo Wilder as they started their own family. With Landon stepping back from the spotlight, the show lost some of its original magic. ratings slipped further, dropping to 14.5 million viewers, and NBC made the decision to cancel the series after the 1983-84 season. But Landon wasn't ready to let go just yet. He orchestrated a final TV movie, Little House: The Last Farewell, where the townspeople of Walnut Grove destroy their own town, rather than let it fall into the hands of a greedy developer. This explosive ending was more than just a plot twist. It was Landon's way of taking control of the show's legacy. By blowing up Walnut Grove, he ensured that Little House on the Prairie would end on his terms, with a bold statement that no one could ignore. Why did Landon choose such a dramatic finale? Was it a reflection of his battles with the network, his personal struggles, or simply a creative decision to give the show the send-off it deserved? The truth, as we'll explore, lies in understanding the man who was the heart and soul of Little House. A man who lived every episode and wanted his creation to be remembered as fiercely as he had fought for it. But before we uncover that truth, let's pause to reflect on how far this show had come. From its humble beginnings as a network afterthought to its status as a cultural touchstone, Little House on the Prairie was more than a TV series. It was a mirror of its creator's ideals and a testament to the enduring power of family and faith. By the twilight of Little House on the Prairie, Michael Landon faced a crossroads. The show, once a beacon of hope for millions, had morphed into Little House: A New Beginning, with Laura and Almanzo Wilder taking center stage. NBC hoped to stretch the series further, but Landon stood firm. Why would a man so tied to his creation choose to end it so dramatically? In candid interviews with People magazine and the Archive of American Television, he laid bare his heart. "I couldn't let someone else take our story and strip it of its soul. That would have betrayed not just me, but every viewer who believed in it." For Landon, Little House was more than a show. It was a testament to family, faith, and resilience, and he vowed to protect its purity. NBC's push to continue without him sparked a defiant response. Landon returned for the 1984 TV movie Little House: The Last Farewell, not merely to don Charles Ingles' boots again, but to craft an ending that would echo through time. Speaking to TV Guide, he declared, "I raised the town to save its memory." The finale's shocking twist, Walnut Grove's residents demolishing their homes to thwart a ruthless developer, wasn't just storytelling, it was Landon's shield against future tampering. By leveling the set at Big Sky Ranch, he ensured no one could resurrect the show in a way that betrayed its essence. But what drove such a drastic choice? The answer lies in a man worn by years of relentless dedication. By 1983, Landon was drained. The grueling decade of shaping Little House as actor, writer, director, and producer had left him physically and emotionally spent. In later reflections, he admitted the show's longevity surprised him, its demands far exceeding his expectations. His return for the final movie was a bittersweet farewell, a chance to close the chapter on his terms. Fans now see his decision with clarity. It was bold, raw, and fiercely loyal to the show's spirit. In an age of endless reboots, Little House remains untouched, a pristine relic of Landon's vision. Yet as the prairie faded, a darker shadow loomed over his life. What would come next for the man who gave so much? In April 1991, Landon received devastating news: pancreatic cancer, already spread to his liver. The diagnosis stunned those who saw him as the embodiment of vitality. Yet true to form, he faced it with unflinching courage. On national television, he shared his fight, not for pity, but to inspire. His honesty touched millions, reflecting the same authenticity that defined his work. In his final months, Landon retreated to his Malibu home, surrounded by his wife Cindy and children. Friends recalled his laughter and warmth, undimmed by pain. On July 1, 1991, at just 54, he passed away, leaving a void felt by fans worldwide, who mourned not just a star, but a guiding presence. Landon's legacy, however, burns bright. Little House on the Prairie endures on platforms like Peacock and Amazon Prime, drawing millions annually, per TV Insider. Its simple tales of love and perseverance resonate across generations, proving that heart trumps flash. The show's cultural footprint extends beyond the screen, inspiring books, documentaries, and stage plays. Laura Ingalls Wilder's novels still sell globally, and fans flock to sites like De Smet, South Dakota, for Little House festivals. Why does this show still captivate? Perhaps it's the universal truths Landon wove into every episode. Truths that time can't erode. The cast, too, carries the show's torch. Melissa Gilbert, Laura Ingalls' spirited portrayer, authored a memoir, Back to the Prairie, and served as Screen Actors Guild president before embracing a quiet life in the Catskills. In Southern Living, she credited Little House for grounding her values. Karen Grassel, the nurturing Caroline Ingalls, returned to theater and penned a memoir about her journey. Allison Arngrim, the unforgettable Nellie Olson, found new life in comedy and advocacy, while Melissa Sue Anderson, who played Mary Ingalls, settled in Canada, sharing her story in The Way I See It. Each reflects the show's enduring influence, their lives shaped by its lessons of integrity and heart. Little House earned 17 Primetime Emmy nominations, winning 4 for cinematography and music and 3 Golden Globe nods, including for Landon's acting. These accolades highlight its artistry, a blend of Landon's storytelling and technical brilliance. Post Little House, Landon created Highway to Heaven, another series steeped in kindness and redemption. His co-stars revered him. Dean Butler, Almanzo Wilder's actor, told People magazine that Landon's industry respect was hard-won, yet his impact was undeniable. His work wasn't just entertainment, it was a call to live better, love deeper, and stand firm. In a world of recycled stories, Little House stands apart, its purity preserved by Landon's bold finale. Its lessons of resilience and compassion continue to heal and inspire, a testament to a man who lived his truth. But who was Michael Landon beyond the camera? His financial acumen matched his creative genius. At his death in 1991, his net worth was $40 million in today's dollars per celebrity net worth. He left each of his 9 children $8, $10 million, ensuring their security through meticulous estate planning, including a videotape discouraging disputes as noted in Grunge. Landon's wealth stemmed from his multifaceted roles in Bonanza, Little House, and Highway to Heaven. His real estate portfolio was equally impressive. A 7-bedroom Malibu mansion with 70 feet of ocean frontage, sold in 1989 for $6 million, $11 million today, and a 9,000 square foot equestrian compound in Malibu Canyon, still held by his family. He and Bonanza co-star Lorne Greene donated a Malibu beachfront property to create a public beach honoring Dan Blocker, reflecting his generosity. While details on luxury cars, watches, or private jets are scarce, Landon's status suggests he likely owned such items, common among Hollywood's elite. His children, Shauna and Sean, now thrive in Los Angeles luxury real estate, hinting at Landon's possible investments in the sector. His life insurance policies secured his family's future, showcasing his foresight. Landon's financial lesson? Diversify income, control your work, and plan for legacy. Principles that kept his family united and his vision intact. Landon's life was a masterclass in authenticity. From a troubled childhood to television immortality, he crafted stories that mirrored his soul. Little House on the Prairie wasn't just a show, it was his heart laid bare, a gift to the world that endures. So was dynamiting Walnut Grove the right farewell, or should the story have ended softly? As we close this journey through Little House on the Prairie, Michael Landon's story shines as a beacon of passion and purpose. His bold choice to end the show with a dramatic flourish wasn't just about protecting a TV series. It was about safeguarding a vision of family, faith, and resilience that still resonates. For longtime fans, it's a nostalgic embrace. For new viewers, it's a timeless lesson in love's enduring power. If this tale stirred your heart, drop a thumbs up, share your favorite Little House moment in the comments, and subscribe for more iconic stories. Next time, we'll uncover another classic that shaped our world. And as we leave the prairie, let's hold on to Charles Ingalls' truth. Home is where the heart is. And for millions, that home lives on in Walnut Grove forever.